Okay, have our first SEC home game. Very excited about that. Playing a very good Mississippi State team, a team that really just bottom line embarrassed us last year. They just lined up and whipped us. They rushed for 349 yards and we rushed for 90, and that was a tough one. Our guys are real excited. Really, I told those guys we got to have a great week. Our urgency has to be there. And we just got to play good, hard-nosed Auburn football for 4 quarters. We're playing a team that could easily be 4-0 with a lot of confidence coming in here. You look at their offense, their running back, he's the real deal. I mean, he's one of the best in the country, can break tackles, he's explosive, runs with great pad level. And their quarterback can run. He's a run threat, just like the guy they had last year, and we expect them to do that. And, of course, we also expect them to have some play-action passes. They've got some receivers that are pretty dynamic. Defensively, they're leading our league in takeaways. That's really what stands out to me. Very opportunistic. They get after you. They're a very aggressive team. Just like last week, there's probably a good chance we'll see quite a bit of pressure with our freshman quarterback. So we got to have answers for that. But like I said, we're playing a good team. This is a big game for us. Our guys understand that. Very excited. Our crowd's been great. Really looking forward to playing in front of our crowd with everybody bringing their A game. And like I said, this is a big game. Questions?
Difficult this week, maybe not quite knowing which quarterback will start, true freshman or student?
No, I mean they're both very good quarterbacks. I mean, and they got some similarities. I mean they're going to run their quarterback a little bit regardless, whichever quarterback's there. And they got like I said, the running back is very impressive. So we're expecting to could possibly see both, but there is some similarities. So, but they're going to run the quarterback.
You mentioned that they ran so well last year. Do you kind of rub nicely to your defensive guys' faces that you look at video of last year and say, "Hey, look, this is what happened last year"?
Yeah, the great thing about us is we got most of our guys back, so you really don't have to say anything. They know exactly what happened. We left that thing and they embarrassed us. I mean, as a team now, it was the whole deal. We only rushed for 90 yards. We pride ourselves, on that winning up front. So you just got to do it. I mean, they're a good team, and I don't have to say much. I mean, our guys know. It's a new year. It's a completely new year, but at the same time, when you have experiences, whether you're a player or a coach, you remember them, and we got to respond.
This game always a physical one. How tough is that after another road trip?
Yeah, that's just part of it in the SEC. I mean, you're exactly right. Every time we play Mississippi State, it doesn't matter if it was 2009, 10, or this year. It's a physical game. That's just part of the rivalry, and it's part of playing a good team. And last week was a physical game. There's no doubt about it. But we knew that when we signed up. I mean, you're in this league each week. It's going to be physical, and you got to prepare for that. And I think our guys are prepared for that. Conditioning wise, I think we got the guys who can do it. We just got to get out there and execute it and do it.
Does the fact that they embarrassed you last year kind of help you guys remain focused so we can set potentially looking ahead to the top?
That A&M game, that's behind us, and playing the next week, we don't care who we're playing next week. We got our hands full, and our guys understand that. I mean, you can't even think about that, and I really don't think anybody has. Matter of fact, that's the first time I've thought about it. So, credit, we're playing a really good team. It's our first SEC road game, and the key is you got to get better. Yeah, we're happy. We beat a good team on the road. Okay, that was a big win, but that's behind us. And really, after our team meeting on Sunday, you could tell it's behind us. They've already flipped the page, and they've got our attention, and they should. And so no, we're not even thinking about it.
Does you expect Derek Hall to be able to go this Saturday?
We're hoping. We'll see if he practiced today. I know he is improving. So we'll see if he is able to practice today, and I'll give an update on Thursday.
Gus, you seem more animated in general. I mean, on the sidelines, on TV, we're able to see you kind of getting hot a little bit after the game the other day. You were showing a lot of emotion.
Yeah.
Are you kind of expressing yourself more now, or is this a new guy?
I don't know. I'm just trying to do everything I can to help our team win, be the best coach I can be for Auburn and our players. That's really all I'm trying to do.
Yeah, with the freshman quarterback and some injuries receivers, how big has it been for that defense to kind of step up each game?
Oh, it's been very, very beneficial. they've played very good football, all year. You think back to the Tulane game, and offensively really struggled, but our defense really rose up when we were struggling, and allowed us to get to the second half and start moving the ball. And characteristics of good teams is they complement each other. And so there's going to be a time that the offense is going to have to help the defense. We know that, but we've got good chemistry. And our guys, like I said, we got some veteran guys. They know we got a freshman quarterback. And so, but he is improving. And like I said before, I think he'll continue to improve. He's still learning as he goes now. But he's got the potential to keep improving, and I expect he'll do that.
Have there been any pleasant surprises on defense? We know what you guys on the front line. Any pleasant surprises?
I don't know about pleasant surprise. Really, we felt like we knew what we were going to get for the most part with our guys through spring and fall camp, and the fact that we have so many guys back. And then you got a lot of guys that played in big games before too. So, when you play in a big games, whether it's SEC championship 2 years ago, whatever, you get there's nothing like experience that can help you moving forward. And we got some leaders that have been there and done that.
Gus, how important is it to have guys that can have an impact so that even when the play is not executed perfectly, they can still go make a play?
In this league, you have to have that. You have to have that if you're going to be a good team. You got to have, your impact players have to show up and make plays. That if things break down, they're still capable of making plays, and that's very important. And I think we got a couple guys that can do that. And we got to continue to build upon that.
Yes, can you talk about for the way in the season your linebackers have they stepped up and improved? How important is it within the play?
Yeah, and like I told you after spring and fall camp, I didn't think we were going to have too much, if any, of a letdown, and so far we hadn't. Those guys are playing downhill. They're playing with great physicality. They're tackling well. Some teams have tried to match up their running backs on them in past situation, but I think they've played fantastic so far.
Over the years, when you've had to start a true freshman quarterback, whether it be Bo, Jeremy, Mitch, how have you handled them differently than, say, when you have a Jarrett Stidham or Nick Marshall in your
Yeah, you got to be a little more patient because you got to understand they're still learning. You got to kind of put yourself in their shoes a little bit. That, man, if you just they got to be confident. There's that fine line between making sure that they're ready, when to get on them, when not. But more than anything, I think for a true freshman is who's ever the play caller or the coordinator, you got to have great relationships, and they need to make sure that you're with them, right, and that you got their back. I think that's the number one thing for a young quarterback, just to know that we're with you. And yes, you're going to make some mistakes. So what? Don't make the same mistake twice. We believe in you, and that's really what we've tried to do so far.
Coach, how important is it to stick with being committed to the running game while Nick is still learning?
I think it's real important. I think that's his best friend. If you're able to run the football, and here with us, we're Auburn. We need to be successful running the football. And when we've had our good teams, we could do that. But you got a freshman quarterback, that's his best friend. And, I think obviously the better we can run the football, which we have improved. We were just okay at first, and I think we've got potential to keep improving. And, him keeping it has a lot to do with that too. And you see that he's able to get some yards keeping it too, and that opens everything else up.
Has that added a different dynamic for you guys you haven't had in a couple of years, or a few years for that matter?
Well, I think anytime your quarterback keeps it, I don't know what he's averaging, 5-6 times a game. I just think that's a different dynamic. Kind of those +1 runs from a defensive standpoint that you just can't gear up on the running back or whatever. And so I know that helps.
How much has Spencer Nye contributed to the improvement?
Yeah, Spencer Nye has been he's done a great job. He's playing with great physicality. Made a great play on Joey Gatewood's touchdown pass. He had the first guy. The first guy was a little patient, and then they had a guy blitzing off the edge, and he knocked him off so Joey could step up. And then the last play of the game, when we ran the split zone read, just did a super job, was on the outside shoulder, kept driving his feet, and allowed us to get the first down. So he's one of those dirty work guys that kind of gets overlooked, but he's playing really good football for us right now.
Gus, what stood out to you most about Bowie so far through 4 games? I think he's second in the SEC in rushing, and obviously he had that strong finish on that drive against Texas A&M.
Yeah, I mean, he's a really good inside the tackle runner, and you can tell that he's more comfortable this year than he was last year, which that's to be expected. I think he's slowing down a little bit and letting plays develop. So he's running back with more experience than he had, last year.
Do you expect DJ Williams to play this week?
That's a good question. This week, we're hoping he's healthier than he was. You saw him; was on the kickoff return, so he was good enough to play. But we'll see how he's doing. But he's a guy that we wanted to get some touches for probably the last 3 weeks, but just either wasn't there or the game didn't present the right situation.
How's Cedric Jackson?
He's going to practice today. We're hoping that we have him this week. I'll know more Thursday. He's wanting to, but he had that high ankle sprain, and sometimes those take a little bit longer. And but that'll be a big plus when we do get him back.
The conversations you have with Dillingham in the game,
Mm-hmm.
how does it kind of work? Does he suggest plays to you, or do you talk to him about what?
Yeah, well, you have a game plan, and if I'm in rhythm, he doesn't need to say much other than the down and distance. But sometimes you get out of rhythm or whatever, and the more than anything is we're on the same page. We prep the what ifs. If they do this, what do we need to call it? If they do that, hey, what's the matchup? Where's number 24? So he gives a lot of great information. He's really wise beyond his years. I mean, I've been real impressed. But, of course, he learned from Mike Norvell, which I believe Mike Norvell is one of the best offensive guys in all of college football. So it's been very natural. I thought it would be, and it has. And then Cody Burns, does a good job too. He knows their offense inside and out. He gives some great information too. So really both those guys have been very valuable as far as gathering information.
Is there anybody now that we're 4 games into the season that has played in 4 games that you're uncertain whether you want to redshirt or not?
Not this point. I mean, I think we're starting to kind of identify, what we have. Our guys know pretty clear about, whether they're going to help on special teams and everything that goes with that. But at the same time, we got to stay healthy. And so.
I wanted to ask about your final play in the first half. Is that still Woody? And, obviously Tulane made big headlines the night before
Yeah.
running that. Did you see that and go, I'm going to bring that out? Maybe.
No, we ran against Washington last year.
Yeah.
And so we had it, matter of fact, against Tulane. And we were going to run against Tulane. They called timeout. So I don't know if you remember that.
Was that the one with Joey in the game?
No, that was first game. No, right before half, we were going to run it, and they saw it, and they called timeout.
Oh, okay.
So, but I didn't know they had it in their
You
deal.
didn't hear about Tulane running that?
Yeah, I did, but I didn't know that. I didn't know they had it. I just wondered if they called timeout, like they knew something was up.
The broadcasters on the broadcast were like, that's the Tulane play, and you've been running it for 10 years.
Yeah, that's okay. Everybody steals stuff. I probably stole it from somebody way back when. So,
You guys talking about Cedric Jackson, this is kind of the second straight game you've used James Moss a lot.
Yeah.
Is that just a product of blocking?
Yeah, James is a very reliable guy that we have a lot of trust in, and he can catch a football too and run too. But just just starting to define some roles for some guys, and trying to develop depth. And he did a good job when he was in there.
What about a guy like Harold Joyner who?
Yeah, that's another one. So he's a talented guy, you can tell, and so each game we're trying to grow his package, and continue to develop him. Getting the ball to some more running backs, which you've asked me that numerous times, and so we're starting to do that, and I think that's helping, overall.
Did you like the way that played out though with Boobie being?
I did. I did. Yeah, I think that's probably one of the keys to the game, because he was fresh, and he broke some tackles, that one drive. I mean, there was 3 really, really impressive runs on that drive.
I think you carry 5 different colored pens when you're on the field and coaching.
Yeah, they change from week to week.
Oh, it's so people can't tell what you're writing.
No, I really hadn't even thought about that. Probably need to start thinking about that. But no, just I kind of getting routines about things I want to circle, ideas, especially first half. You're gathering information for how they're playing, and you're wanting to prepare for halftime. So to make sure you have your thoughts in order for halftime, because halftime's a real short deal. You got to make decisions in about 4 to 5 minutes of what you're going to do in the second half. And so a lot of those are just circling certain things or making a few notes that can help you at halftime.
Laura had mentioned, Coach, if you go back to the 2006 Florida Gators National Championship year, they were able to use the two quarterback system with Chris Leak and Tim Tebow. We kind of saw flashes of that last week. Is that something that you plan on utilizing as we finish out the season?
You know, we've had them on the field a few times already. You know, the good thing is it gives us flexibility with both those guys to be creative later on. Maybe this week, you never know, but you know, both of them we have confidence in, and both of them we have confidence in.
What makes Kylan Hill special as a running back? Because
He's explosive. He can run. He breaks tackles. You know, I saw that one play, he dove from outside the 5-yard line, and just like, whoa. And he's a veteran guy. I mean, you know, he's been there and done that, and he's one of the best in our league, is what I believe.
Gus Malzahn had mentioned Noah as a key player to watch. What makes him so dangerous to other teams?
Noah?
Yeah.
Well, he's a great competitor first. I mean, he's one of the best competitors we have on our team. And he never takes a play off in practice. There's times in games he may get a little nicked and all that. You try to put somebody, he don't want nobody. I mean, he's that guy that really leads by example. And, you know, he's one of our best all-around players.
Coach, you guys are 4-0 right now. This is no stranger. The conversation's building after 2 impressive wins about you guys placing yourselves in the argument for like a late season, like college football playoff run. How do you tell your guys to block that out, block out the media noise, and stay concentrated on it?
Yeah, hey, we're pretty isolated. I told them we're not worried about any kind of talk like that until you get to the end of November, because that's all that matters. Right now, it don't make any difference. You look every year, you get teams that are hot early, then they fizzle out. It makes zero. All that matters is Mississippi State. So we'll let it take care of itself. We could care less about what people's opinions are. We could care less about Final Four. We care about Mississippi State. And it's as simple as that. And if you let crap like that distract you, then it hurts you. So I don't think we'll have any problem with that.
Anything else? All right, good.
All right, thanks.